get started now. I'm going to ring the bell to begin us, start us off. And please enjoy. If you need my help, you can always send me a quick message or just unmute yourself, but I'm sure that everyone will be fine. I do have something I wanted I always like to have maybe some words sometimes to share as a little bit of inspiration. And there's so many nice things that I've picked up and found over the last few weeks. Yeah, this is just very sweet. Flowers always make people better, happier, more helpful. They are sunshine, food, and medicine for the soul. So, yeah, simple flower, which is just expressing itself. And that's from Burbank. And actually, he's really, really interesting. There's lots of beautiful things to say. Very inspiring. So, we're going to begin seated. So, if you find yourself a comfortable sitting position, on your mat, on a cushion if you need to. The most important thing is that we are comfortable. So let's just even more give ourselves some treats, some body treats. So we're going to rub our knees, just circling the knees there. And just enjoying, starting to become a bit more embodied as well. Also that just a bit of touch and connection with ourselves, and also appreciation. Maybe go the other way with the circles, see how that feels. Now we're going to just interlock the fingers, stretch up, push the hands up to the ceiling. So we're pushing up and extending through the elbow, but we're keeping the shoulders down. So there's that kind of feeling of space between the shoulder and the ear. But pushing the hands up and try to get them up by your ears if you can. Shoulders always take a lot of the toll of stress, and particularly modern life. So we're just going to give them lots of time to release by breathing in through the nostrils, maybe have an out breath through the mouth. There, release. One more breath in. This time breathing out through the nostrils, breathing out, letting the hands come down slowly to the sides. Good. Into the fingers in front of the body, breathing in. Through the nostrils, breathing out through the nostrils also as your hands come forward, drop the head down. So opening the space between the shoulder blades there. So imagine the hands are coming away from the chest as far as they can. The chest is pulling back away from the hands. And just relax the neck by dropping the head down. So you're looking down at your feet there. Breathing in to the chest area, breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in one more time. As you breathe out, just release, lift your head up again. Just have a little bit of a shimmy with your shoulders, and now interlink the fingers behind your back. Again, have a neck nice and relaxed, rather than having the neck upright now. Again, just have the chin pointed down, looking at the ground, just to feel that your neck is in line with your spine, because your chest is going to come forwards and the hands are going to go back. Breathing into the chest, first of all. As you breathe out through the nostrils, you take the hands back, chest goes forward, long spine, long neck. Just feel that release, particularly in the front of the shoulders. You know, when we have all this kind of laptops and phones and also the cold, we tend to get very short in the front of our shoulders. So we're just going to give that a little bit of attention. Creating space in the whole chest cavity as well. Breathing in and around the heart, breathing out. And relax the arms. Now we're going to take the left hand to the left side. Nice bending elbow. So no, there's no kind of stiffness or locked joints. The joints are all active and mobile. Everything's fluid. This is why I really try and get that feeling. Breathing in, extend up to the right side. The fingers are going up to the ceiling, looking up at those fingers. Really encouraging the length on the right side. And as you breathe out, reaching over the body, but keep the sitting bones down. So rather than kind of taking the whole body away, we're keeping the sitting bones down so we get our full extension. I prefer the word extension to stretch, because extension, it feels like you're just creating space there, extending, rather than stretching something. Stretching something sounds like you might be going beyond some kind of limit sometimes. Extending right into the fingers. Now use the inhale to bring that hand back up, exhaling, lower that arm down. Yeah, see how that feels? Yeah, it definitely feels different. Right hand on the right side, nice bendy elbow. Breathing in, extend up to the left, extend the fingers up to the ceiling. Keep as if your arm's going to lift up. You feel the left ribs are lifting away from the left hips. And the hands coming over the body and reaching over the body and bend into the right elbow. It's good to look up. If your neck is okay, then you can look up at the ceiling on the inside of that arm. This is to encourage the arm to come over the body rather than flop in front of the face here. So that might happen. And it keeps this nice and open in the chest. Your breath is your anchor. It's your ally always. It's always with you. Breathing in, breathing out. Use the inhale to come up. Exhaling, lower the arms down. Inhale will support you. Exhale will release all the time. So let's come into a stirring motion. So we've got a bit of energy in the body. We're going to stir it up. Hands on the knees here. Try and think about the spine being really long. So lifting from the chest. Keep the shoulders. So if the chest lifts and goes forwards and upwards, the shoulders can sort of sink back and down. And the neck's nice and long. Back of the neck is long. Chin is tucked in slightly. And when you do that, you'll feel the front of the body lengthen. Abdominals have to engage. And you feel the base of the spine pointing down to the ground. So you're really sitting up tall as you can. So keep that engagement. Breathing in. As you breathe out, you're going to lean forward, but with a straight back. So we're not bending forwards, we're leaning forwards, as if we're pivoting forwards, and we're pivoting on the base of the spine. Now, as you inhale, we're going around to the right, back, and breathing out, we're coming forwards. So basically, you could think of this, and the head is staying on top of the body as well. It's not kind of, coming out of alignment. Breathing out is the front half of that circle. If you imagine we're creating a circle here, and breathing in is the leaning back. You lean back as far as you feel comfortable. Keep the shoulders down. You can have the elbows nice and bendy, keeping your support here on the hands, but keep everything extended all the time. Breathing out. The belly is engaged to support the lower back all the time. These things are holding you around the middle here. Breathing out as you come forward, and now come to center. We're going to add a sound in this time. We're going to go around the other way and add some sound. The sound is a humming bee sound, so it's a humming. So inhale through the nostrils, then forwards and to the left. When you come to the end of your hum, just start a new one. Come to center, or come to center when you finish the end of your next hum. Just sit tall for a moment. Okay, now we're just going to come on to all fours for a moment. This is about the most kind of, challenging thing we're going to do this evening. So your knees are underneath your hips, the space between them, the feet are flat behind, hands underneath the shoulders. So we're in a tabletop position, fingers are spread wide, okay? Really engaged with the ground. Soft elbows, not locked. When you lock the elbows, the shoulders thrust forward and you're kind of all just hunched up. Instead, nice and open, so everything can move. And we're going to actually have something very nice and fluid. This is my freestyle cat. Sometimes I call this disco cat. And it's a lot of fun. And it's very much, giving ourselves some body fun. So what we're doing is imagining you've got a tail here. And it could be a little tail, it can be a big bushy tail. Your imagination will really help you in it. And it's enjoyment, so why not? And you're going to just swirl that tail round in a small circle. So you imagine you're drawing a circle with your tail. Breathe with it. And you're gradually going to get that circle get bigger and bigger. As you get more confident, you're going to show off that tail more and more. Make that circle bigger and bigger. And you notice what happens is the rest of the body starts kind of really needing to join in. So your elbows have to bend. The hips have to join in. The back has to join in. You might even let your neck, if your neck is okay, if you don't have problems with your neck, you can let your neck join in. Elbows. You can even sit back into your heels sometimes if you feel that that's going to be helpful. Just be led by that lovely tail. Going round and round. And the breath is also working with you. And enjoy and smile. Why not? Okay. So now we're going to go around the other direction. So we're just going to go around the other direction. So starting, coming to a stillness. Let me go to the other direction, around, First starting very small, so drawing a circle with your lovely tail. Yeah, and getting it bigger and bigger. I don't know what kind of tail you might have. Maybe you've got a big fluffy tail, big squirrel's tail, or a tiger's tail, or a feathery tail. It could be a tail feather. Whatever it is you want to do. And maybe even, you know, closing your eyes also helps, because then you get more into the feeling of this motion and the breath and the body just working together, and you just feel like this fluidity. It's like an ocean is in your body. Yeah, let it all move. And again, come to a stillness. Sit back into the heels, take the hands forwards on the ground, bring them forward to the ground. Just rest there for a second. Breathing into the nostrils, sighing out through the mouth. Again, breathing in through the nostrils, sighing out through the mouth. So really letting the rib cage just get some release, the back of the shoulders, the armpits, and also the ribs. You can really send your breath into your ribs. So really feel that you're breathing and expanding those ribs in your back. Widen the knees if you need to. If you're finding it where so your bottom's in the air, you can always put a cushion behind your knees there to make it more restful. So something like this, or one or two cushions, if you're finding that you're not quite there yet with the extended child position. Okay. Okay. So keeping the hands where they are, take a look at the hands, spread the fingers wide. Use the inhale to lift the body up to all fours, and then the exhale, the hips are coming forwards, the shoulders are going back and down away from the ears if you can. Now we're just going to move with this. Inhale and move within your range. You know, at the beginning, you can just make it quite a small movement. So particularly this back bend, which is a good thing if you're having, you know, if you do have a sore back, just move within your range and find, okay, that's enough for me there. Breathe in to lift yourself up and breathe out, sit back. Again, as far as you feel is okay. And you might find the next time, as you breathe out and come into this little back bend or front opening, you find, oh, I've got a bit more space because I've had respect for my body. I've not pushed it unnecessarily. Then my body will respect me and good. Breathing in and breathing out. Okay. And finally sitting back into the heels, bringing the forward to the ground. Take a moment there. Good. Now just walk the hands back. So you're in a kneeling position. Just notice how that feels. For some people, again, this is going to be very tricky. If you need any padding, it might be that you need something behind your knees. We're only going to sit here for a few seconds just to see how this feels. Some people need a blanket or something underneath their ankles. So, or it could be that you need to have something between. You might need to sit something between the legs. Whatever feels better for you, so you can actually sit reasonably comfortable. This is a good position to practice. Just leave your hands on your knees, sitting up tall, whatever padding you need. And this is a particularly good position for sitting in after you've eaten, because you'll see everything is just open here and relaxed. Whereas if you sit on the sofa, it can kind of get very compressed. So if it's something you find difficult, I really would recommend or encourage you to practice this a little bit with whatever supports and modifications you need. Okay. So I'm going to just put the legs out in front now. And we're going to just lie back. So take some moment here. Now we're going to make a little bit of effort. You can just lie down if you want to, but if you want to make a bit of effort with your abdominals, then as you're breathing, as you're lowering down, you're extending towards the fingers, towards the toes. Your fingers are extending towards the toes, and you're breathing in and out the whole time. Lowering down slowly, but breathing. When you keep that breath flowing, it's not just all tension. There's a certain amount of tension that we're creating, a dynamic, if you like, but it's a useful dynamic rather than you know, an unuseful habitual tension. So give yourself a full stretch once you're here. Extend yourself on the ground. Breathe in and out. Breathing in, extend, point the toes. Feel the whole abdominal area getting a good stretch if you did that slow lie down there and use your abdominals. Good. And then just let the arms be relaxed by the sides. Let the feet fall out to the sides a little bit. Just relax the legs. I'm just going to breathe and move a little bit just to settle, start to slow things down with the mind and the body. Breathing in through the nostrils. And as you breathe out, you're going to lift the arms up over the body. This is all out breath, out breath, out breath, out breath. Hands reach the ground either side. Inhaling as the arms coming up. It's almost as if the breath is moving the body. It's a kind of nice feeling. Inhaling, and on the exhale, the arms are coming forward. So just see if you can bring the fullness of your attention, your mind, just to focusing on keeping the movement of the arms smooth, even, and steady. And the breath is just following that. So the breath is also matching the movement with a smooth, steady, even flow. And that's actually enough for your mind to have to do. Your mind may well have a little wander off, because that's what it does. That's just normal. It'd be very weird if your mind didn't wander off. You can think of the mind just as like a little untrained puppy. And it'll keep wandering off, being interested in something else, or it's not going to walk to heel. It needs a lot of training over and over again. You kind of keep pulling it back or calling it back. And it's the same thing with the mind. You keep calling it back. And every time the mind wanders off, it means you've noticed it every time. So every time you notice it's wandered off, that's a good thing because you've noticed it. So rather than using that as something else to, be negative about yourself, use that as a positive. Like, well done, I've noticed that my mind has wandered off. Just one more of these breaths, in breath. And this is where we really keep ourselves, where maybe a seated meditation practice extends into life and extends definitely mindfulness. This is part of our yoga practice. So mind, body, the breath, everything coordinated and harmonized. Let's have the knees, because that's going to feel good. Let's have a rock and a roll side to side, just enjoying that freedom and a bit of attention we're giving to the lower back. Free it up, give it a little massage. Then we'll just draw a circle. Keeping the knees together and one hand on top of each knee. We'll draw a circle on the ground, as well as you're drawing a circle also with the knees. Breathing in as you take the knees away, breathing out as you draw the knees into your body. A nice big circle. Circles, everything's circles and spirals, because there's no straight lines in the body. It might look like it, but there's actually no straight lines. Even a straight looking bone has actually got a curve, got a spiral in it. And when it was created, it was all spirals. Everything in the universe is spirals, spiraling. So when we align with that, the circle motions, then, we're aligning with everything and connecting, which is what we're here for. Partly, one of the things we're here for, I think. Extend the legs and arms to the ceiling. Let's rotate again, circles, rotating the wrists and ankles, and enjoy it. Move at a pace, a speed that feels good to you, which probably means slow it down. Go against the normal tendency to rush and hurry. And we're slowing everything down, then we're rotating the other direction. And watching and paying attention to our body, watching the hands and feet and enjoying the movement. Maybe there's a few little clicks and pops coming out of the wrists and ankles. They do have a little tendency to do that, and that's fine. And you'll find once you've moved a little bit, that will start to become less as the joints become more lubricated and oiled from the movement. Place the soles of the feet on the ground, quite close, as close as you can to the buttocks, let's say. And their hips width apart. If you can reach your ankles, that's a good indicator. Then you can see that the feet aren't wider than your hips, or your hip joint is better actually. They should be just behind the the sitting bones, if you like, tight, close in, and also parallel. Arms flat down, chin tucked in, and we're going to just do this gently to begin with. So we're just going to rock the pelvis, and if you're not sure what that means, then it's a good way of describing that is breathe in, let the belly expand. You'll feel there's a gap underneath the lower back and the ground. Breathe in, and as you breathe out, you can push the back into the ground, and you just feel that you're lifting the base of the pelvis off the ground. Can you feel that? Breathing in, expand. It's a small movement. And you're also drawing at your pelvic floor. This is a good one for developing strength and stability in the pelvic floor. You also might start to feel a little bit of a pull on the front of the thighs there. So as you inhale, it's expanding, it's relaxing. And as you exhale, you're pushing. So it's really pushing the back now where there was a space, pressing the lower back into the ground, drawing up the pelvic floor, maybe even lifting the bottom of the floor slightly. So we're just rocking. It's like a lovely rocking that pelvic bowl back and forth. I'll just repeat it again. Inhaling is relaxing. You feel the space coming underneath the back. The belly is open and expanded. Exhaling, rolling or pressing the back into the ground, drawing up the pelvic floor. It's a similar feeling to stopping yourself go to the toilet if you're not sure what the pelvic floor is. And then just relax for a second. Make sure the hands are flat down there, chin tucked in tightly to the chest. On the inhale, we're going to lift the hips off the ground to a position where we feel okay, and then we're going to roll down. So again, with this one, you haven't got to go to the full height, really push into that. Just, kind of creep up on yourself. Inhale, exhale, roll down the spine. Keep the chin tucked in. So imagine also the front of the body is opening up as you lift it up. Not just a back bend. Of course, it's mostly well known as a back bend, this bridge position. But actually, it's also a front opening. And I often find that's a more interesting way of looking at it. Making sure, there's a few pointers for you, that the thighs aren't splaying out or coming together. The knees are staying equidistant. Some people like to place a block between the knees to keep that. You can also just use your strength and your attention to do that. Rolling down from the top of the spine down through the bottom. This is really calming for your nervous system as well. Breathing in. Maybe you find you can get a little bit higher if you want to. You don't have to. And if you want to, you can also incorporate, I know some people prefer this, as you inhale, you lift the arms up. And this is encouraging this openness in the front of the body. And as you exhale, you're taking the arms forwards, rolling down the spine still. Try to make it so that the hands reach the ground just as the lower back is reaching the ground. It gives your mind an extra thing to have to do. And the more that you have to focus and concentrate on what you're doing because of your interest and curiosity, then we're really practicing yoga. Initially, you kind of, most people just, I want to make a position that looks like the picture in the book or the teacher, but actually then we start to find the layers and the layers where it's much more interesting. So it never gets boring. It's always giving you something back, the yoga practice, breathing in. And the physical practice, I think, particularly at the moment, is particularly useful because it does give us a sense of solidity, a sense of stability, and will calm the nervous system down. Just give us a bit of space. And also, obviously, community and togetherness. Once your back is down, hug your knees once more. It's a nice little counter pose. Yeah, slowing everything down. Okay. And let's just extend that left leg out. We're going to just hug that right knee into the body. So right hand in front of the knee, left hand lower down, maybe onto the ankle if you can reach there, or anywhere on the front of that shin there. Yeah. And we're just going to breathe in. Maybe the knee comes away a little bit, and as you breathe out, just pulling that into the body as if the knee is going to come up into the armpit somewhere. We're just getting a nice bit of extension across the joint, the groin. Also the hips getting some work. And we'll just give the hip a bit more freedom by, this is a nice way of just gently opening the hip a little bit, giving it a bit of attention by just rocking. So you're holding that lower part of our leg, but we're just rocking it back and forth. And if you want to, you can even explore a bit of movement there. If I start doing this, I end up Just, doing this for a long time because I just enjoy it so much, because we start to just explore. I'm exploring the hip joint. I'm also exploring, how does this leg work? How does this knee work? But make sure you support with your hands. You can just rock back and forth. It's like rocking the baby. Or you can, see, I want to see what this is like when I let this fall out to the sides. I support it. I want to see what happens over this side. Just exploring your range of movement and how it feels, giving your hip the movement that it wants there. Good. And then we're just going to take this into a little twist. So we put the left hand onto the right knee. The right arm goes out to the side, palm flat down, breathe in. So it's quite a strong twist. So we take it easy, slowly, breathing out, take the knee right over the body. And you're going to take your gaze to the opposite direction. So you're looking down the right arm and the knee is going over to the left. Now, it's very unlikely you're going to have your knee on the ground and your right shoulder on the ground, but this is where we're kind of like relaxing into, and that's the way I would put it, rather than pushing, pulling. We're kind of in a bit of a fight with ourselves. Much better just to notice where the tension is, maybe even close your eyes just to take your attention off some idea of a goal, and instead think about the goal as being release. Yeah. So as you breathe in, just imagine that breath in your spine. Imagine this beautiful twisted spine you're creating. The twist which we're creating in the spine is really re-energizing, invigorating, releasing as well, releasing attention. Now we're going to slowly come back. So breathing all the time. On the in-breath, we're going to lift that knee slowly. Do it slowly because it's quite a strong twist to the center again. Give that knee a little squeeze. Place the sole of the foot on the ground. Slide that leg away. Now we're going to bend the left knee and hug that into the body. Left hand on the front of the knee, right hand lower down. Just pulling that into the body. The hips often, holding a lot of tension, so it's worth spending a bit of time on them. And it does feel good just to give them a little bit of freedom. Once you've breathed in, the knee comes away slightly, breathing out, pulling that knee and lower leg into the body as if the knee is going up into the armpit. So we're getting a good extension across the groin. Breathing in and breathing out. Good, breathing in and breathing out. Then we're going to just again rock back and forth, holding and supporting the leg so that the hip is being supported as well. Just rocking back and forth, breathing in and out. Good. Breathing in and out. And if you want to, you can explore a bit further, taking that hip out to the side, over the other side, but support to move slowly, move with the breath. Don't do anything that doesn't feel like, let your body decide what it wants. You start off with this kind of slow rocking with the breath. Usually there might be a bit of movement that wants to come from that. Maybe not. Maybe you can just stay with the rocking. Okay, so now that's eased up a little bit. Right hand on the left knee, left hand out to the side. Breathe in. As you breathe out, take the knee right over the body. Rest the hand. You can just rest the hand on the outside of that knee. You don't need to press or push. We don't really want to push at all. It's not really yoga to be pushing. We make effort, but the effort is kind effort. Looking down that left arm. Close the eyes so you can take your attention much more into the experience, the interior experience. And at the moment, it's a good time to, if you're not already, having more of an looking or developing your interior life, it's a really good moment to start having that kind of interior life, or developing that, or expanding it, or growing it. By that I mean just, noticing your inner workings, meditating, mindfulness, sitting quietly with your eyes shut. Sometimes just maybe looking up at the sky and breathing as a way to take yourself inwards. So now we're going to, breathing in, lift that knee to center, give it a little squeeze, put the foot on the floor, slide the leg away. Let's have one more big extension. Point the toes, breathing in. And as you breathe out, push the heels away. So we're just stretching the front of the body and back of the body just to finish. Breathing in and breathing out. So breathing in, pointing the toes, your fingers are extending away. Breathing out, push the heels away. Breathing in, breathing out. And just then finally, just bring the hands back to the sides. Let the hands fall out to the sides. At the feet, put some space between the feet. We're coming into Shavasana. We're going to come into our Yoga Nidra now. So if you want to put some warmer clothes on or a blanket over yourself or some socks, and this is the moment to do that. I'm going to give you a few moments to get yourself set up. And if you're already lying and comfortable, and just have a few releasing breaths, breathing in through your nostrils and breathing out through your mouth. Breathing in through your nostrils and out through your mouth. You give it some sound if you want to. In through your nostrils, out through your mouth. Let yourself settle. Let yourself settle. We're going to practice Yoga Nidra. And if this is something new to you, then I hope you enjoy it. All you have to do is lie still and quiet with your eyes closed. Definitely put something over you because you will get cooler as you are lying still. It's a practice of, this is definitely an interior practice. I was just talking about developing your inner life, an inner vision. It's like a psychic sleep. So they do say that however long you do of Yoga Nidra, it's like the equivalent of 4 times the amount of time of sleep, which I think, it's fairly likely or roundabout, but you do feel, hopefully you'll feel energized and clear and rested after practice. The main thing is that you try not to fall asleep, even if you get really relaxed, and that you listen to my voice. I'll be speaking the whole time. So we get ready for our Yoga Nidra. We're just starting to settle now and become still. So do any last minute things you need to do, moving your blankets, adjusting your clothes, any little itches or scratches you want to do, because once we start, the ideal circumstances are that you are absolutely still. That's not rigid, it's just relaxed and still. And if you feel the urge to sort of shuffle or move something, kind of just see if you can let it go. And if you've been practicing for a while, really see if you can just keep that stillness and just keep relaxing, keep listening and keeping your attention on my voice. Those things will usually pass. So if your eyes aren't closed already, close your eyes and keep them closed. So the practice of Yoga Nidra is the act of hearing and the act of feeling. And these are the only really important factors. In Yoga Nidra, you function on the level of awareness, plus the level of listening. So as we are starting our practice, say to yourself mentally, I will not sleep, I shall only listen to the voice. I will not sleep. And give yourself some time to become calm and steady. Take a deep breath in, and as you breathe in, feel calmness spreading throughout the body. And as you're breathing out, say to yourself mentally, relax, relax, let go. So become aware of sound. Become aware of the sounds around you, the sounds in the distance. Become aware of the most distant sounds that you can hear. Let your sense of hearing operate like a radar beam, searching out distant sounds and following them for a few seconds. Move your attention from sound to sound, without attempting to identify the source of that sound. Gradually bring your attention to closer sounds. Sounds inside you're building. Sounds of the room you're in. Sounds of your own body, of your own breath. Now develop your awareness of the room you're in. Without opening your eyes, visualize the walls, the floor, the ceiling, your body lying on the floor. Become aware of the existence of your physical body lying on the floor. Total awareness of your body lying in perfect stillness. Your body is lying on the floor. Develop your awareness of all the physical meeting points between your body and the floor. Become aware of the natural breath. Become aware of the deep, natural, spontaneous breath. See the breath as a natural process. Keep on listening to me and know that you are breathing. The practice of Yoga Nidra begins now. Say mentally to yourself, I'm going to practice Yoga Nidra. I will not sleep. I am going to practice Yoga Nidra. And this is the moment to make your resolve, or your sankalpa as we call it in yoga. A simple sankalpa, a simple resolve, a phrase or sentence positively framed that might start with something like I am, I can, I will, or I have. Please state your resolve clearly with feeling and awareness 3 times now, and we'll return to this later in the practice. Now we begin the rotation of consciousness. So this is where I will guide you around your body, naming different body parts, and all you have to do is take your attention to that particular part of the body, moving it as quickly as possible, jumping from point to point as I guide you around the body. If you want to, you can repeat mentally the name of the body part after me, at the same time as becoming aware of it. And the practice begins with the right side of the body. Bring your attention to the right side of the body. Bring your attention to the right hand thumb, second finger, third finger, fourth finger, little finger, palm of the hand, back of the hand, wrist, lower arm, elbow, upper arm, shoulder, armpit, waist, hip, thigh, knee, calf muscle, ankle, heel, sole of the foot, top of the foot, big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, little toe. Bring your attention to the left side of the body. Left hand thumb, second finger, third finger, fourth finger, little finger, palm of the hand, back of the hand, wrist, lower arm, elbow, upper arm, shoulder, armpit, waist, hip, thigh, knee, calf muscle, ankle, heel, sole of the foot, top of the foot, big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, little toe. Bring your attention to the back of the body. The whole of the back of the body. Bring your attention to the right shoulder, left shoulder, right shoulder blade, left shoulder blade, right buttock, left buttock, the length of the spine, the whole of the back together. Bring your attention to the front of the body. Bring your attention to the top of the head. Bring your attention to the forehead. Right eyebrow, left eyebrow, the eyebrow center, right eyelid, left eyelid, right eye, left eye, right ear, left ear, right cheek, left cheek, the nose, the tip of the nose, right nostril, left nostril, upper lip, lower lip, chin, jaw, throat, right collarbone, left collarbone, right side of the chest, left side of the chest, middle of the chest, the navel, abdomen, lower abdomen. Bring your attention to the whole of the right leg, whole of the left leg, both legs together, whole of the right arm, whole of the left arm, both arms together, whole of the back, whole of the front, whole of the head together, legs, arms, back, front, head together, the whole of the body together, the whole of the body together, the whole of the body together. Develop awareness of the whole body and become aware of the space occupied by the body. Become aware of the body and this space that is occupied by your body, body and space. Become aware of the whole body and the floor. The whole body in relation to the floor. And at the same time become aware of the meeting points of the body and the floor. These are very subtle points of the body and the floor, physical points of connection. Feel these meeting points between the back of your head and the floor, shoulder blades and the floor, elbows and the floor, the back of the hands and the floor, the buttocks and the floor, the calves and the floor, the heels and the floor, Awareness of all the meeting points between the body and the floor. The sensation of all points simultaneously, evenly. Go on feeling these points clearly and distinctly. Switch your attention to the eyelids. Feel the narrow line of meeting between the upper and lower eyelids. Feel the sharp points where they meet. Intensify your awareness between the eyelids. And then the lips. Center your attention on the line between the lips. The space between the lips. From the lips we go to the breath. Draw your attention to the natural ingoing and outgoing breath. Feel the breath moving along the passage between the navel and the throat. On inhalation, it rises from the navel to the throat. On exhalation, it descends from the throat to the navel. Be completely aware of the respiration, navel to throat and throat to navel. Do not try to force the breath, just awareness. Maintain your awareness. And at the same time, start counting your breaths backwards. Say to yourself, I am breathing in 21. I am breathing out 21. I am breathing in 20. I am breathing out 20. I am breathing in 19. I am breathing out 19. And so on, from 21 to 1. Count to yourself mentally as you follow the rise and fall of your breath from navel to throat and back again. Total awareness of breathing and counting. The breathing is slow and relaxed. Now bring your awareness to the following sensations. Awaken the feeling of heaviness in the body, the feeling of heaviness. Become aware of heaviness in every single part of the body. You're feeling so heavy that you feel as if your body is sinking into the floor. Your body is sinking into the floor. Awareness of heaviness. Feel the weight of the body. Awareness of heaviness. Awaken the feeling of lightness. Awaken the feeling of lightness and levity. A sensation of lightness and weightlessness in all parts of the body. Your body feels so light that it seems to be floating away from the floor. Awareness of lightness. The experience of cold. Awaken the experience of bitter cold in the body. Imagine you are walking on a cold floor in the winter with bare feet. Your feet feel very cold. You feel cold all over. Awareness of coldness. Awareness of coldness. Awaken the sensation of heat. Awaken the experience of heat in the body. The whole body is hot. The whole body is hot. You feel hot all over. Recollect the feeling of heat in the summer when you're out in the sunshine with no shade. Heat all over the body. Heat all around the body. Awareness of heat. Bring your attention to the experience of pain. Concentrate and try to remember an experience of pain. Any pain you have experienced in your life, mental or physical. Recollect the feeling of pain, allow it, investigate it, explore it. A feeling of pain, an experience of pain. Recollect the feeling of pleasure, any kind of pleasure, physical or mental. Recollect this feeling and relive it. Allow it to expand, make it vivid and real. Awaken the feeling of pleasure throughout the whole body. A feeling of pleasure, a real feeling of pleasure. Check that you are awake. Are you drowsy or sleepy? Make sure that you are not sleeping. Say to yourself, I am awake. I am practicing Yoga Nidra. Withdraw your mind and focus and concentrate on the space in front of your closed eyes. Imagine before you a transparent screen through which you can see infinite space. A space that extends as far as the eyes can see. Concentrate on this dark space and become aware of any phenomena that manifests within it. Whatever you see is the manifesting state of your mind. Continue your awareness of this space, but do not become involved. Practice detached awareness only. Now, with your imagination, bring to mind the following images. Imagine yourself walking along a deserted road on a hot day. Beside the road is a high wall, and in the wall a small door. You go through the door and discover inside a garden. Birds singing, beautiful flowers, cool shady trees. You explore the garden and come to a well with butterflies dancing around the top. Look inside the well. It is very deep. A cylindrical tunnel boring into utter darkness. A spiral stairway twists around the walls. You start walking down. In the walls are polished stones, yellow and white marbles, emerald green serpentines. Look up and see the circle of light at the top of the well. From holes in the walls, you hear the sounds of small animals, squeaks and rustling sounds. Now you are completely surrounded by darkness. You feel your way along the walls. Large green eyes gaze at you and blink shut. There is the beating of wings and the hoot of an owl. You pass through a cloud of luminous insects, completely transparent. You are surrounded by these, but none ever touches you. The walls are damp and mossy. There is a dim light below. You reach the bottom, run through a tunnel, and come out on a golden beach. A golden beach on the shore of an infinite ocean of peace and bliss. On the water, a large white lotus flower is rocked gently by the waves. On the flower, there is a baby lying, and that baby is you. Feel yourself as that baby, rocking gently on the waters of the infinite ocean. Continue this experience of yourself as a baby, rocking gently on the water, and experience the sound of Om over the infinite ocean. Hear the vibration of Om. Bring your awareness back to the dark space you see in front of your closed eyes. Watch the darkness that you see before you very carefully. With detachment, do not become involved. Rest your mind in this warm and friendly darkness. If any subtle phenomena manifests, for example, colors or patterns, images or symbols, simply take note of these and continue with your awareness. If thoughts occur, let them come and go, but continue watching the dark space. Continue this with detached awareness. Now in this warm and friendly darkness, this expansive space, bring to mind and remember your resolve, your sankalpa that you made at the beginning of the practice. The same resolve with the same words and with the same attitude. Repeat your resolve, your sankalpa now, 3 times clearly to yourself with feeling and emphasis. Om Bhuva Swaha Tat Savitur Varenyam Bhargo Divasya Dimai Dio Yona Prashodayat. Become aware of your breathing. Become aware of your natural breathing. Awareness of breathing and awareness of relaxation. Start to develop awareness of your physical existence. Become aware of your arms and legs and your body lying outstretched on the floor. Become aware of the meeting points of your body and the floor. Start to develop awareness of the space you're in without opening the eyes. Just start to become aware of the room and the sounds. Develop awareness of the space. Just taking your mind out, externalizing your mind, coming out from that inner space, making that transition. Just lying quietly for a few moments with your eyes closed, allowing yourself just to slowly come back. Start moving your body just to feel a sense of yourself, your body, your physical body, stretching in whatever way feels good for you, taking your time without hurrying. Knowing that when you are fully awake, you'll be feeling energized and ready to face the rest of the day and the rest of your life with energy and confidence. So taking your time to slowly come up to seated before you open your eyes. The practice of Yoga Nidra is now complete. Hari Om Tat Sat. Taking your time to find your way to seated. Have a little rock and roll on your back, stretch your limbs, hug your knees, do whatever feels good, whatever feels natural for you. Breathe a little deeper to wake yourself up. Breathe a little deeper. Yeah. Slowly bring yourself back to the present, to the here and now. Good. If you feel like you're still a bit in another world, just make sure you ground yourself just by rubbing the arms and legs, maybe the face. Open your eyes, looking around the room, looking at your familiar space and your objects and the things you like. And then rub the palms together vigorously. Create some heat and energy as much as you can between the palms of the hands. Breathe, like you're breathing into the fire and the flames, giving it lots of energy. And then place the hands over the heart center. Close the eyes, take all your attention to the spiritual center of the heart, that beautiful space which we're all the time hopefully bringing our attention to, aligning with more and more in our lives. And we just bring to mind somebody or more than one person, people that you want to send love, healing, a special message to. This could be whether they're living or not living, doesn't matter. Whoever comes to mind, and you're just having a little moment of connection with them. Someone, and sending love directly from your heart to theirs. And if you want to give it an extra bit of energy, then just give it a big smile as well. Even if it feels strange or silly to smile with your eyes closed on your own. Try it, see how it feels. And if you don't like it, just drop it. And I find every time I do that, I think, oh, this feels good. And it gives my heart a glow I feel there. So, yeah. Okay. Namaste. Shivaya. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace to you all. And thank you for your practice today.